In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Skipper from the Penguins of Madagascar. Now, if you're new to my channel, I do how to draw videos, I read stories, and I talk about different episodes of different shows I like, and as well as different movies I like, and also different cartoon characters I like as well. So, without further ado, let's talk about Skipper. Now, Skipper is the leader of 4 penguins, also known as the Penguins of Madagascar. Now, if you're not familiar with Skipper, him and his 3 brothers are these, spy commandos. I also just want to mention real quick that Skipper is actually my 2.5 favorite, penguin. Now, I say it like that because his adopted brother, Private, is actually my favorite, and Skipper and his brother, Kowalski, are actually my second favorite, and I just can't decide between who I like better, Skipper or Kowalski, so I just call my 2.5 favorites. And also, not much is known about Skipper's background. I mean, we do get to see how him and his 2 brothers, Kowalski and Rico, discovered Private when he was, still a little baby. But other than that, we don't have any other backstories on them, really. I mean, the show did reveal some things about their past, but it's just, Skipper has a very, very interesting past. In fact, there's really not much known about his past, is what I've read. So, yeah. Now, there is this one character that Skipper did know in the series. He's a puffin named Hans, and I don't know, I just kind of wonder what the deal is with them. Why are they enemies? I have a feeling they were friends once, but I don't know. Now, I kind of think that maybe some other, I'm just going to say Hans for an example, might have hurt Skipper in some way due to, him being so distrusting towards others and paranoid. Maybe if Hans betrayed Skipper or some other character did it, that could explain a lot about Skipper's personality. But even though he is paranoid, he actually has had a few love interests down through the show, like a falcon named Kitka, and he also liked Marlene in one of the episodes, and that because her fur had been dyed white due to too much chlorine in her pool, and she actually was kind of pretty. So yeah, in that episode, Skipper thought she was someone else due to her white fur, and for some reason fell in love with her. And let me just say, I've not seen that episode. I've seen a clip of it, but let me just say that Skipper really made a great big fool of himself in that clip. That episode, but just, oh boy. And what's even crazier is he also, another love interest of his is this hula doll that he actually married in the second movie, which, oddly enough, that in a Valentine's Day special called Madly Madagascar, she's in that too, which takes place in between the second movie. It's in the middle of the second movie somewhere. And he marries her at the end of the second movie, but there's no sign of her in the Penguins movie or the Penguins show. So I really don't know what the deal is there. I think I might even make a video about where I talk about what I think at least happened to her. But anyway, besides his very few love interests, he also really seemed to care for his brothers, which they're really the only characters he seems to really care about. Now, even though he doesn't like Julian, who, I don't know if you saw that video of where I talked about him, but Julian and Skipper were enemies. I think they tried to do a enemies to friends thing in the Penguin show, but that actually didn't go very well since Julian and Skipper never really did become friends. So I don't know about that either, but yeah, Skipper does seem to actually care care about Julian, but he definitely cares about his 3 brothers, even though he actually can be really mean to them, and I'll get more into that in just a minute. But he actually does truly love his brothers. In fact, in one of the episodes, which reveals his one and only fear, other than leopard seals, is needles. In that episode, Skipper didn't want to get a shot, and his brother, Private, well, adopted brother, but still, was going to take the shot for him, but he already had one, and it was revealed to Skipper if he had another one, he would either get sick or die. So Skipper he takes, you might say he literally takes his medicine. So yeah, I really like that. Now, sure, there are some times I could just wring Skipper's neck. Some of the stuff he says and does, and the way he treats poor Private is horrible. But just like Julian, Skipper has his good and bad qualities about him. And now, I do wish that Skipper was more emotional in the show. I mean, I feel like he was more emotional in the movie, and just, the emotion he shows in the movie is so good versus the emotion he shows in the show, which isn't much. But anyway, so yeah, Skipper, yeah, he's kind of like Julian. He has his good and bad points. So yeah, it would have been interesting to see them become friends, but anyway, here's some trivia I found out about Skipper that I think you might find interesting. Now, the first thing I'd like to mention is that Skipper was the first character of the main 11 characters from Madagascar to get married. And Mort, he's also got married before, but that being said, him and Mort are the only characters from the main 11 characters from Madagascar that have gotten married, but of course Mort's the only one who's actually married a living spouse. So, yeah. Yeah. And like I said before, Skipper's only really true love interest, especially true love interest that loved him back, was that falcon Kitka. Now, also something that's interesting about Skipper is that in one of the episodes when he enters his left flipper, he is using it, and in some of the episodes, he is seen holding things with his left flipper, but in one of the episodes it was revealed that he is right flippered. So, does that mean that he's maybe both? I don't know. But anyway, also, like I've mentioned before, how close he is to his brothers, he actually seems closer to Rico, which Rico and Skipper are very similar, and I did read that Rico does have an emotional attachment to Skipper, so I guess that it could explain why he never seems to pick on Rico, but yet he picks on Private and Kowalski, which I don't really understand. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe for more, and I will be doing a video where I talk about all the other penguins and a few other characters, so yeah, stay tuned. Bye!